Today's episode is all about the scary stuff. Imagine if a zombies took over and The Walking Dead was real. Where would you go? Where would you hide? What would you do? What would you eat? It's going to be funny, it's going to be scary, and it's going to be everything you want. It's the Halloween special. Enjoy. Oh, and make sure you keep a torch next to your bed. You never know. Hi, I'm Dave Crane, an ex-BBC journalist who transforms decision makers and business owners who are feeling unknown and scared to speak on stage into highly respected and branded industry experts who are frequently getting offered 5, 6, and even 7-figure contracts to do exactly what they did before. During the pandemic, I lost everything except the belief that, like me, the world is full of frustrated leaders and game changers with untapped potential and brilliant ideas who felt time was always against them because they were worth much, much more and just needed help to learn to jump and grow wings on the way down. And so that's what I do. I help create industry icons. Imagine being in constant demand, headhunted and interviewed because you're the visionary whose life purpose and passion are aligned. So every single day you wake up smiling, truly happy, only doing what you want, when you want, and having plenty of time to spend with those you love. I created the Industry Icon program to give you simple, actionable, step-by-step strategies to help you to fly. If you're an ambitious entrepreneur or one in the making who's looking to create a business that makes an impact and a life worth living, it's an honor to be serving you. And now it's your turn to build a legacy. So let's get started. We need to talk. This is your time to become an industry icon. Hi, welcome to a Halloween special. My name's Dave Crane, and as you probably guess, I'm hiding in my cupboard because today's show is about something very different. And it feels very different. Because it's Halloween, I'm doing a show all about potential zombie holocaust and what it would be like to have a zombie apocalypse. And I know what you're thinking, oh Dave, don't be ridiculous. It's a stupid idea to put in something like that. Apart from the fact you think about it, what would a zombie holocaust be like? What would it be like? Very simply, it would be like the whole world had suddenly ended and you're told by everybody you had to stay indoors. Why? Because you would catch something from anybody you spoke to or talked to. Or if you touched anything that they touched, there's a very good chance you'd catch this pandemic that made the world go absolutely bonkers, and then you could catch it and it's a killer disease. Do you get kind of where I'm coming from with this? Yeah, I think you do. So with that in mind, in fact, let's not do the normal music. Let's stick with this a little bit longer, because it's kind of eerie. So today's all about zombie holocausts, and it's all about the normal show about how do you survive zombies, what causes zombies, is it how likely to happen, and will we survive? If it really happened for real, how long would the human race last? I'll tell you that today, and it will blow you away, and it will probably scare you quite a lot. Oh, by the way, cheers, happy Halloween. I'm in my cupboard and I'm hiding from everybody and everything because I'm kind of scared about all the different things. Now, I used to be worried about zombies for lots of different reasons, none least because of the fact my friends used to tell me about. My friend George used to say, oh, you should watch, 28 Days After. I went, okay, after what? He says, no, 28 days later. Or 28 days later, I said, watch that. I went, why, what happens? He said, it's fast-running zombies. I said, I don't like slow-moving zombies. He said, don't worry about it. It's really funny. It's a great movie. You'll love it. It's really exciting. So I said, no, I'm not watching zombies. Werewolves, vampires, ghosts, any of that stuff I can handle. Freddy Krueger, don't care. It's all rubbish. Zombies, and I'll tell you why I felt funny about zombies. Very simply because I was a DJ for many years. And so as a DJ, you spend a lot of time in nightclubs playing music and you watch people coming in and going, hey, how are you? Oh, great, fantastic. Turning into zombies by the end of the night. Oh, but never say brains. Brains, too difficult to talk to. No brains, that's my kind of chick. That's the kind of thing that people do. So, as a DJ, I've always thought spending a lot of time in rooms full of people who are losing their mind, that could go bad. And luckily, knock on wood, it never has, but at the moment there aren't any nightclubs up and running anyway, probably around the world. So, that's probably not a problem for most people. So what would it feel like if you experienced a real zombie holocaust? Now, that's what we're going to be exploring. I'll also tell you the things you're going to do as part of a survival guide, and hopefully throughout today's show, we'll escape to safety. Now, I shouldn't really shout so loud, because the more I make my noise go, the more loud I get, the more danger we put ourselves in. Now, I don't know what that means. It's a Halloween special. I've got to keep my noise down. If I don't keep my noise down, there's a very good chance that these things will come back again, and there's no telling where they're going to go. I'm hiding downstairs in a cupboard. And so far, the whole street's empty, a bit like coronavirus. And there's a kind of worry that if this thing continues, then there might be something else that comes along. I don't know. So anyway, broadcasting live from Dubai. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope. I'm trying to keep the noise down. Do you see something then? I'd love to have your thoughts, your comments. Do you enjoy Halloween? Do you not enjoy Halloween? Would you pop round somebody's for a Halloween party today? If they said, let's go trick-or-treating with your kid, would you go today? It's kind of a worrying question. I don't really like being here. Do you? No, I don't think so. Today, I won't... I was going to play my money thing, but if I play my money thing, it might make them a bit closer as well. Today, I want to teach you how to survive in a Holocaust, which should kind of save you money. Don't know if that's better. No, it's clearly not better. Now, here's the thing. If you're worried about zombies, then don't worry. There's no coronavirus or there's no pandemic. But what I will share with you is the fact that there's a couple of factors, and I will tell you later on about how we would survive if it came along. So you can start making notes, because you might well need to make some notes. Meanwhile, as always, welcome to the show. I hope we can have some fun. Happy Halloween, and we're not pulling any punches. Next up, let's find out where the zombies came from. Cheers.
No world-ending scenario is more terrifying, more chilling than the possibility of a zombie apocalypse. Droves of undead roaming around, eating the brains of anyone they can get their hands on. But are they real? Is there any chance that zombies could actually exist? Let's find out in today's episode of Lots of Mysteries. When most of us picture a zombie, we imagine an undead, rotting corpse that will stop at nothing until it eats you alive. Usually, zombies are depicted as a result of some sort of virus that's passed to living persons through a bite. Fear of the walking dead dates back at least several thousand years to the ancient Greeks. We know this because archaeologists have uncovered gravesites all across Greece, full of ancient skeletons with heavy stones placed on their chests. Why? To keep them from getting up if they came back to life. So are zombies real, or just another myth designed to keep us up at night? Well, as we learned in our episode on voodoo dolls, in Haitian culture, zombies were never meant to seem scary or dangerous. They were seen as tragic. You see, in the voodoo religion, the zombies aren't actually villains. They're seen as victims. In Haitian folklore, zombies aren't mindless monsters. They're people brought back from the dead and controlled by a voodoo sorcerer or priest called a bokor. Originally, zombies were meant to make men fear becoming a zombie rather than being eaten by one. The truth is, most followers of voodoo religion today believe that zombies aren't real, and just about all scientific evidence tends to agree. However, there are those who believe zombies might have at least some roots in the real world, and their case is compelling. They believe that Bokors could use ingredients like herbs, shells, animal parts, and bones to create toxic powders. One of these mixtures, known as zombie powder, contains a deadly neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin. It can be found naturally in the flesh of pufferfish, and once ground up with other ingredients, it can be doled out in not quite lethal doses. If you believe the rumors, some real-life Bokors could either blow the powder into an unsuspecting victim's face or rub it into a wound, causing them to fall into a truly zombie-like state. Difficulty walking and speaking, combined with extreme confusion and breathing problems, would make anybody appear like an undead walker. Slightly higher doses of the toxin could even cause someone to slip into a temporary paralysis or even a coma, making them appear dead, and possibly even lead to their burial, only to have them revived and dug up later. So are zombies real? No. For now, zombies are just another frightening fabrication designed to fill us with fear. And it appears to be working. And now you know more about the real history behind one of the most popular fictional monsters. Remember to subscribe and check out more mind-bending episodes of
Colossal Mysteries.
Only on DreamWorks TV.
So welcome back to Speak on Stage, and today it's a special Halloween scary version. I'm now outside of my apartment. I managed to get away, and as you can see, it's not been kind. We're going to be investigating what would happen if the world was actually under a zombie pandemic, which is slightly worse than coronavirus. I never thought I'd say that, but it is true. I'm also about having a real laugh with The Walking Dead. Now, I've been a huge fan of The Walking Dead since it started. Watching every episode, sometimes several times, and it caught me at the beginning of kind of scary, hatey, lovey, but don't want to take my eyes off it. You know when you're a kid and you had to sit and watch TV and you'd go like that and cover your mouth so you couldn't scream, or you'd look behind the sofa and your head would be like that and you just like this. That was my relationship with much of the horror stuff. Now the thing is, I tend not to watch horror stuff because generally I don't care. I find it funny, or I'm just not into gore and stuff. But one of the strangest things about it is the people who've been able to deal with the pandemic better than anybody else, by far, are the ones who are into horror movies. Now that sounds like a really strange thing to say. Why should it be, Dave, that they're much better than most people are dealing with it? Well, because they live in a world of what happens if something goes terrible, how can I get my head around it? So the subconscious has been built up to deal with these kind of challenges. Not necessarily a zombie holocaust, but just the idea that there can be danger, and so they flatline. Not dead, but just chilled out with it, generally better than most people. So just well done for the zombie fans. Well done, I'm really proud of you. In a kind of creepy, not really proud of you, didn't help anybody kind of way. So, I'm here outside now, and I've got my special survival watch. This I got actually from Amazon, and I'll show it to you now. It's kind of cool. It's got a couple of bits in it. It's got this little flint that comes off here. Can you see that? There's a flint, and that allows me to light a fire. It's got a whistle, as if I want to make some noise when I'm hiding from zombies. It's got a compass here. See the compass there? Yes. I see a light, which probably doesn't work anymore, but it was good when I bought it. Oh. No, battery's gone. I'm stuffed for that then. I've got a special knife, which I can pull out, that's got a multi-tool on it. You see? Because if I ever need to do anything like start a car, that's really going to help. No. And I've got various bits and pieces that help the splints and so on. So that would be... Oh, and of course, the strap unravels and becomes about 3 meters long. So if I ever need to hang myself because I've had enough, surely that'll be good enough. But apparently it's good for a hammock, or it's good for fishing, a few bits and pieces. And these are really cool gifts, actually. You can get them for friends that are worried about coronavirus or worried about what happens when the zombies arrive. And they cost generally, I think mine was about $10 each or something. Just go and have a look. Look them up. They're called survival bracelets. And I think they're kind of cool in a kind of, Dave, stop playing with gadgets. Do you really think the world's going to end kind of way? To which the answer is, I don't know. It kind of points in that direction a little bit, doesn't it? Don't you think? Now, what would happen in a real case of this? We will look into that. We'll also look into what you could do, which is bonkers. And also we're going to have the laugh later on with something. Oh, and also we're going to find out what would be like for from your own eyes if you had to run away from a zombie holocaust. If you're scared, by the way, then I apologize. It's still me, it's still Dave. I just thought we'd do something different today because kind of the current climate where everyone's in lockdown and kind of the fact I kind of find it funny. And I'm a big fan of Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, Go Shopping, Walking Dead Kids, Walking Dead. There's a lot of different shows. Most of them are rubbish. Walking Dead's a bit rubbish, but Daryl and Carol and Barrel and Charol, fantastic. Money's on them. So next up, I'm going to try and escape in silence down the street. What I'm going to do is give you now the zombie survival guide, all the things you need to consider doing if you're ever stuck and the zombies come to find us. Ready? Good. Here we go.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by the Pimsleur approach. You know it's coming. A zombie apocalypse is imminent. The question isn't if, the question is when, and most importantly, how to survive. In order to give you the best odds of staying alive, we've delved into recent research in necroneurology and identified several key features of zombie behavior. First, we must identify the underlying disorder inherent in the zombie psyche. We must get inside their heads and find out what really makes them tick. Zombies suffer from consciousness deficit hypoactivity disorder, CDHD, or the loss of rational, voluntary, and conscious behavior replaced by delusional, impulsive aggression, the inability to coordinate motor linguistic behaviors, and perhaps the most problematic issue, an insatiable appetite for human flesh. Second, we must understand the zombie brain structure. Through detailed scans, the exact brain areas that have been destroyed can be reconstructed, allowing us to see significant brain tissue loss. Recreated in the human brain, the damage profile corroborates the behavioral problems of zombies. Luckily, these very problems offer us strategies we can implement to avoid being bitten, and most important, continue staying alive. Survival tip number 1. It is easy to observe zombies' slow and uncoordinated movements caused by damage to the cerebellum. This severe ataxia makes them move at a snail's pace and allows the human to easily outrun them. Don't worry about warming up. Just run. This may be enough to reach a safe hiding place. Survival tip number 2. Zombies suffer from amnesia caused by loss of the hippocampus, leading to extremely short memory spans. You can take advantage of this by staying quiet, hiding, and waiting it out. If they do find you, see tip number 1 and sprint. Survival tip number 3. Due to damage to the parietal cortices, zombies can't feel pain. If you can't kill them by damaging the brainstem, don't try to fight them. They won't feel a thing. Instead of tiring yourself out, try a single swipe at their heads with an axe. Completely detaching the head from the spine is optimal. Survival tip number 4. Zombies are very easily distracted due to the loss of the posterior parietal cortices. It is difficult for them to coordinate hand-eye movements, perceive more than one object at a time, or fixate their eyes. Take advantage of this defect by distracting them. Throw a ball for them to fetch. Or better yet, hand them something they can really relate to. An electronic gadget such as a smartphone or iPad. Survival tip number 5. If you are unable to outrun approaching zombies, try mimicking them. Due to their confusion and misconceptions, they'll mistake you for one of them, buying you critical moments for escape. Remember, when we understand a zombie's head, we avoid becoming one of the undead.
So there you go. See, I thought it was easier than you thought. And now that, while that was going on, I managed to get out to the forest. And as you can probably guess, I've been playing with a green screen overnight, but that's a complete separate thing. So I'm now in the forest, there's a deer behind me. I'll keep the noise down slightly. I don't want to scare the deer, but even so, more than that, I don't want to attract zombies. Now, there's a couple of things about zombies which you need to know. And I love your thoughts, I love your comments, and if you're having a laugh with me as well, then that's fine. If you're not having a laugh, and it is freaking you out a little bit, then I apologise. At least I got out of that scary room earlier, which was never good. A couple of things you need to know about zombies versus humans, even though zombies, of course, were humans, is the fact that man is the most dangerous predator of all time. That's why man dominates the planet. So even if man was to be up against man, when I say man, I mean man and woman and child and LGBTQ and everything. I'm not naming anything, right? I'm just saying that we're very good at being predators. We're very good at defending ourselves. I'm going to be sharing with you in a few moments a study that was done to see what would happen if we really had one break out. In 100 days, how many humans would be left on the planet? This is going to freak you out. But I will say a couple of things. Oh, I'll save it for that. I'll save it for that. Yo, I won't save it. Yes, I will save it for that. No, I'll tell you a couple of things. If we were in nature and zombie holocaust broke out, nature fills a gap. Now, this is the thing that people don't maybe think about with all the shows. If you find a human that's got its brain missing and it's going, and walking all around, to nature, it's a walking buffet. So first of all that rotting flesh, all the parasites are like, hey, we can start chomping down on that. So we'll start getting rid of that. Secondly, you've got to think about the fact that things like the Achilles tendon are needed for us to walk. If that perishes or disappears or gets eaten or get hacked at, they can't walk. So they have to crawl, which makes it a little bit easier. It's just like walking over crocodiles, kind of. Not that you should walk over crocodiles to practice anyway. So that's kind of a little bit easier. By the way, I love your thoughts, love your comments. Let me know where you are. It's Halloween, so I thought we'd just do something different rather than try and talk about how to improve your business. I thought I'd just share with you how to survive. And if we do get a zombie holocaust breaking out and the apocalypse is here, just like The Walking Dead, then you can just rewind this, get off LinkedIn, as long as your electricity hasn't gone down. And with that, you should be able to find a way to survive. So it kind of helps you in businesses. Did you hear something? Okay, so as I was saying, nature fills a gap. So the bacteria would be massive. They would attack every zombie and start breaking it down. And that would spread like a disease as well. So within a very short amount of time, they're just walking meat sacks. So that would be better. And also, remember, what stops all the lions, the tigers, the bears, and everything else from walking around? Us. They're scared of us. We walk around with guns and we stop them doing anything. The minute that you stop being the number one predator on the planet, other predators step up. So rats would have a field day with it. Just domestic animals, dogs would enjoy it. And this is without looking at them becoming zombified. Because there's a reason why in The Walking Dead there are no animals that get zombified. It's because Robert Kirkland, the guy who wrote the cartoon, the comic of The Walking Dead, sorry, graphic novel, because we're all grown-ups, he couldn't draw animals. So that's why there were no animals in The Walking Dead. Didn't know that, did you? There's lots of deer and dogs and stuff. I almost said a bad word. So that's why there's no animals. But supposing that it didn't affect them, then you're going to end up with things like, for instance, crows. Crows and flying animals like that would just multiply. There's nothing to stop them. So every time they saw humans, they'd just get on them, peck, 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 and the humans would drop. Because skeletons can't walk anywhere. You've got to have all the bits and stuff attached to it. So we would not be the number one predator on the planet. There'd be lots of other things stepping up to fill the gap, whether it's foxes, unlikely, rabbits, vegetarian, snails, probably about the same pace as zombies, but other things that are natural predators would start taking over and start running a place. Does that make sense to you? Good. All right. Also, remember the fact that humans are the number one predator, so we would very quickly learn to deal with it. Same as you when you've got an infectious disease that could kill anybody within a very short amount of time, and it's invisible, and if you come close to people, hug them, talk to them, you can catch something. With PPE, with masks, and with gloves, and with social distancing, even without a vaccine, most of us are going to be more than fine. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful to the people who've suffered, and I feel for you, and completely. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it from a Halloween point of view. We came to terms with it. Most of us came to terms with the science of it very, very quickly. And so the distancing went on. Okay, we'll be looking at the actual facts and figures of that in a moment. Meanwhile, what I want to do is with you now is share something very, very cool indeed. This is another video of, and it's called Parkour, Parkour. And it's when these guys do these daredevil things of jumping on buildings and jumping over like walls and stuff, and they got like a GoPro and they go really fast. Now these are brilliant, and the guys who do it are nutters, but it's never less than 1,000,000% entertaining. What would happen if a real zombie holocaust broke out? You are one of the soldiers who's going to investigate, and suddenly you came up against something right in your face. Yes? Are you with me? Are you excited? You should be. If you're squeamish, don't watch. If you're not squeamish, and like me, you can't take your eyes off it, then you will love this. This is Zombie Parkour, and it's on Speak Onstage. And look away if you don't like it, but I think it's fab. Let me know your comments. Speak Onstage.
one of ours. You go check him out. I'll copy you. Check him out. Take the ammo. What we got?
Get back to me! Shit, let's go!
Happy Halloween. How are you? Are you scared? Yeah, you should be. It's a bit of fun. Happy Halloween. And I thought I'd do something different today by imagining what it would be like if we actually had a zombie holocaust. And here I am outside surviving the fear of being stuck with nowhere to go. And everywhere you go, there's these things. Now, what would that actually mean? The scientists, the boffins, did a test